After Soldier Boy tried his best to kill me with his bare hands, he got angry and started to blast me with his chest blaster, and then I screamed, wait, Clara Vaught is still alive and well, and I brought your twin brother Quinn back from the dead. And then Homelander said, yes, it's true, they are both alive, and please don't kill my husband, I'm his wife and I'm your daughter, my name is Janice. And then Ben said, Janice is what I wanted to name my daughter when me and Clara Vaught decided to have kids. And then Soldier Boy said, take me to them and no tricks Desmond, or I swear I will fucking kill you. Hell, I might still kill you anyway. And then I said, alright, it will be a bit of a drive, but I can take you there quickly. And then I commanded my helicarrier to come to me, and then I flew Soldier Boy and my wife to the Vought Tower where me and Homelander live with our children. And then when we walked into the building, and then Clara Vaught asked me, where have you been and where is my daughter Homelander? And then she looked up surprised and she said, oh my god, Benjamin, you're alive, and I didn't know it. I was told you were dead. And then Benjamin looked at me with hatred and then he said, no, I'm not dead. Where's my brother? And then Quinn was leaning against the wall and he said, hi, you spoiled rotten little shit. And then Soldier Boy walked over to Quinn and he tried to hit him, but Quinn dodged him and he hit him back, and as the fight went on it was clear that Soldier Boy couldn't beat his brother. And then Quinn said, I always hated you because everything was given to you on a silver platter, and meanwhile I had to fight for everything, trying to win the affection of a father that never gave a damn about either one of us. And then Soldier Boy cried and said, Dad loved you and he hated me and saw me as a failure. And then Quinn said, no, our father was a failure. Ben wasn't even a father, and he didn't know how to be a father. No matter what we did it wouldn't have mattered because he himself was a terrible person and a terrible father. He didn't really care about us and he didn't even really want kids. Or didn't you know that? I found out everything one night when I heard him and Mother arguing, and I decided after that I would no longer do anything to satisfy our old man because he didn't fucking deserve it. And don't you realize that he doesn't even deserve to be acknowledged by you? You were trying to win the affection of a man that never even wanted kids to begin with, and he was a selfish bastard. And then Soldier Boy said, you're free to go. I swear I won't try to kill you again, but I want to talk to my daughter. And then I said, just don't hurt her or try to kill her. And then Soldier Boy told me that I'm not a monster, I'm not going to kill my own daughter, now fuck off. And then Clara Vaught ran over and kissed Benjamin passionately. And then Homelander told Soldier Boy a lot of good things and she didn't tell him all the bad things she did. And after they talked for a while she came to her room with me, and I was standing in the middle of her room naked, and then she undressed revealing her nude beautiful curvy body that's also a bit toned and muscular. And then she walked in front of me where I could see her perfect round peach butt, and then she said, fuck me hard please. And then I said, yes ma'am. And then I slowly stuck it in, and then I started going faster and she got very aroused. And then she said, wait a minute, let me take your condom off. And then she told me to pull out for a minute, and then she pulled my condom off, and then she said, now go. And she said, faster baby. And then I began to use my flash powers to vibrate, and then it made her female ejaculate everywhere. And I said, oh baby, yes, I'm going to come. And then she went cross-eyed and she said, oh Desmond, fill me up please. And then I gave Lady Homelander a cream pie in her vagina and she loved it. And then she turned around and she started sucking my 12-inch penis very slowly, and then I came in her mouth and she showed me she swallowed all my cum like usual. And then I continued to make love to Lady Homelander in every sexual position. I did her in the doggy style position, and then missionary position, then side position, then I cloned myself and gave her double penetration for many hours until finally she passed out from all the sexual stimulation, and I spooned her and stuck my hard erect penis back her vagina while I was spooning her, and we were both sweating and sleeping peacefully. And while she was sleeping I came in her vagina one last time and I loved it very much. And then the next morning she woke up and had sex with me again, and she had our chefs make us both breakfast as usual. And I have to say I always enjoyed the food in the Vought Tower since it was always prepared by culinary chefs, and my wife Homelander often did whatever she could to satisfy me. And then Homelander said, you always ordered the same breakfast but you always try something different for lunch.